Be honest. When was the last time you thought, wow, I can't wait to sit and chop a 90-minute recording into 30-second clips tonight? Yeah, me neither. Hi, I'm Ernesto, and if you're anything like me, long-form editing feels less like creativity and more like punishment for showing up with too many good takes. But here's the good news. AI isn't just a buzzword anymore. It can actually save your time, your sanity, and maybe even your weekend. Today, I want to walk through the landscape of tools that people reach for when they're drowning in footage. We'll look at a few names you've probably heard, what they're decent at, where they fall short, and why Vizard has become my go-to when I need to turn long videos into snackable content fast.
Let's kick off with the ones that are kind of the classic helpers in the creator world.
Narrative Select, Aftershoot, and FilterPixel have made waves in their own lanes, mostly in the photo world, and they're great at what they do. But if you're here because your problem is a 2-hour live stream or a 3-hour interview, those photo-first mentalities show their limits. I'll explain. Narrative Select is like that friend who's obsessively organized. Every frame gets a little tag, every take gets a check mark. It won't magically make choices for you, but it gives you way better visibility. Faces, eyes open detection, focus flags, near duplicate grouping. This is amazing if you're doing tight portrait stuff or weddings where expressions matter. The speed is impressive. It opens RAWs lightning fast and surfaces the small differences that your tired brain would miss at 3 a.m. But here's the rub. Narrative helps you find the best photo, not the best clip. There's zero real auto-editing for video, and if you're expecting it to comb a long recording and spit out ready-to-post moments, that's not the tool. Also, some features depend on connectivity, and the shiny parts usually live behind a paywall. Good tool, just not the right tool for turning long videos into viral clips. Aftershoot. Think of someone who bursts into the room and just takes control. Drop in images and it blitzes through blinks, blurs, duplicates. Learns your style over time. A real time saver for photo-heavy workflows. The highlights, offline support, built-in adjustments, and the ability to auto-retouch so you can get deliverables out the door quickly. But again, it's photo first. People love it for weddings and events because it understands patterns and can lean into your preferences. That learning is what makes it feel almost like a human assistant. But when you try to shoehorn that into video editing, especially the kind of content where context and pacing matter, it doesn't translate. Also, some users say it can be a little aggressive and toss out candid shots you actually want to keep, and the UI has a learning curve. Great for photos, not designed for clipping or scheduling social posts. FilterPixel sits in that middle ground, automation but with manual knobs you can tweak, sharpness tolerance, closed eye detection, duplicate thresholds. That sort of control is terrific if you want predictability. Offline capable, straightforward UI, and it does a solid job on straightforward selections. The downside, it tends to keep too many shots, so you still end up doing cleanup. It doesn't have the depth of automation or the adaptive learning that a tool like Aftershoot aims for. And crucially for creators, there's no tight integration into most post-production pipelines. Again, this is photo tooling shining in its domain, but it's not the answer if your pain point is needing 20 short clips from a single episode. So why am I spending time on these photo tools? 2 reasons. A lot of creators are already familiar with them, and they highlight a pattern of what early AI tools do well: analyze, flag, and surface. The missing piece for video creators has been automation that understands narrative beats. It needs to find emotionally resonant moments and automatically turn them into platform-ready clips while handling scheduling and publishing. That's where Vizard comes in. Vizard isn't trying to be a photo culling app. It's built from the ground up for long-form video repurposing. Think of it as the AI assistant that actually edits for you instead of just pointing at stuff and expecting you to do the heavy lifting. The 3 things that make Vizard super useful are its ability to auto-edit viral clips, its auto-schedule capability, and its content calendar. But don't worry, I'm not going to just repeat those 3 bullet points like a brochure. Here's how they matter in real life. Vizard crawls your long videos and finds the moments that land, jokes, reactions, key takeaways. It doesn't just grab a 10-second slice based on loudness, it understands cadence, visual peaks, and the emotional hook of a clip. That means instead of spending hours scrubbing for that one laugh or that mic drop answer, Vizard gives you ready-to-post clips. It includes caption suggestions, aspect ratio variants for TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, and multiple candidate edits. Compared to the frame-by-frame vibe of other tools, this is narrative for video. It looks for the story arc. Next is auto schedule. This is the cheat code for creators who know consistency wins but don't have an assistant. Set how often you want content posted, and Vizard queues and publishes clips automatically. You focus on content creation, not calendar maintenance. Other tools stop at selection or local edits, and then you still have to export, upload, and manually schedule every post. That extra friction kills momentum. Then there's the content calendar. Forget 17 tabs, multiple spreadsheets, and a dozen apps. Vizard's calendar lives where your clips are. You can review, tweak, reorder, and publish across platforms from one place. It's the difference between being reactive and having a choreographed content machine. Now, no tool is perfect. Vizard does rely on AI models that are tuned for common creator formats, so extremely niche or experimental content may need a little human touch. Also, subtle brand voice tweaking sometimes benefits from a manual pass. But that's true for pretty much every auto-editing tool. It is way easier to manage when the heavy lifting, finding moments, cropping, formatting, caption drafts is already done. So, here is a quick practical comparison. If you love being hands-on, Narrative Select is awesome for photos and can be part of your toolkit. If you're a wedding or portrait photographer who needs to get images out fast, Aftershoot is a champ for that job. If you want a simpler, tweakable, automatic sorter, FilterPixel gives you that middle ground. But if your pile of content is video first and your goals are to turn long recordings into a steady stream of clips, Vizard is the one that solves that problem. For me personally, Vizard is what I reach for when I have interviews, live streams, or long tutorials to repurpose. It finds the golden bits, formats them correctly, and frees me up to do the creative parts that matter. Adding a thumbnail, adjusting the hook, or writing a custom caption is what I prefer to do. But when time is tight and the platform algorithm waits for no one, Vizard is the assistant that actually posts for you. Alright, that's the breakdown. If you're drowning in raw footage, experimenting with AI clip tools is worth 10 minutes and will probably save you hours down the line. Unless you secretly enjoy spending 3 hours choosing between 12 nearly identical takes. In which case, carry on. Otherwise, give Vizard a try as the missing link between raw long-form content and consistent, shareable short-form clips. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you want more real-world comparisons or a walkthrough of how I set up Vizard, say the word and I'll do a deep dive. See you in the next one. Bye!